In Buddhism, there's a lot of symbolism around this idea of when you finally get the thing that you've been wanting so dearly in your life, it's not actually what you thought it was, and it turns out to not be very satisfying at all. Like, for example, let's say you're wandering through the desert and you're so thirsty, you haven't had water in days, you're about to die, and then in the distance you see an oasis with palm trees and a beautiful pool of sparkling, clean, fresh water. And so, oh my God, I'm saved. As you go towards this oasis, you find that the oasis starts moving further away and further away. And then when you finally get there, you find out that it was actually a mirage. It was an illusion, just a trick of your mind. Or when you actually go to drink that sparkling clean water, you find out that it was actually mud. Or when you finally have sex with this beautiful woman or beautiful man that you've been fantasizing about, and then you find out it's actually just a dead body. Now, these are just analogies that they use in Buddhism, and they're trying to communicate this idea of the things you think that you want in your life won't actually bring you the lasting happiness that you feel like they will. So I'll give you some examples from my own personal life. For just as a very basic, mundane example, today there was a soccer game in the Euro Cup. Italy was playing Croatia. And I'm Italian, and I was with my parents, and we were watching the game, and I wasn't really watching the game, I was kind of just listening, but my parents were really into the game, and my dad was like getting so involved. He was really involved in the game. He was swearing and yelling, and it's okay, he was enjoying the game. So Croatia was beating Italy 1-0, okay? And the whole time my dad was like, you gotta score, come on, hurry up. And he was so involved with, you just talking to the TV. But, you feel like you guys gotta play better, come on, pass the ball, let's go, move, right? Make some chances, right? So the whole game, he was really dedicated to this idea of helping Italy to win. So finally, at the last second, literally there was 90 minutes, there was 8 minutes of stoppage time. At the last minute of stoppage time, an Italian player scores a goal. And my parents are like, yes! They scored at the last minute to tie it up, which puts Italy through to the next round. But as I was going to look at the highlights, my dad was like, there was this picture that showed on the screen of Modric, the captain of the Croatian team who scored the goal. He was so sad. And all of the Croatian fans in the stands were really sad. And my dad was like, oh my God, I feel kind of bad. Like, we didn't even really deserve that win. We played terrible. And oh my God, it's like we won, or we didn't win, we tied, but it was like we won because we made it through to the next round. And it was just like, like I wanted them to score so bad for this last 90 minutes, but when I finally got what I wanted, I realized like we kind of took away the victory from this other team, and it doesn't sit right for me. It's not a satisfying victory. So another example of this. In the hero's journey, whenever you watch a movie, for example, there's this idea that when the hero finally completes his journey and he makes it through all the dungeon guardians, he overcomes the challenges and he defeats the final boss. And then finally, his life is fixed. He gets the girl that he wanted. His family respects him, his tribe celebrates his victory, all of this. And then normally we feel like, okay, so the movie's done, and now they live happily ever after. right? Because that just makes sense. When you're making a movie, the idea, just to make it satisfying for the viewer, the idea is at the end, you live happily ever after, right? But in reality, that hero still has to wake up the next morning and he has to go take a shit. And maybe his stomach hurts because of the food he had the night before. And maybe his girlfriend that now is with him because he defeated the final boss, maybe she gets sick. Or maybe the kids that they have together have a disability, or maybe they're just really annoying. So then they make a sequel, right, where the hero has to deal with the challenges of family life. So this idea that's permeated deeply in your mind just from many years of watching movies is this idea that when you finally get what you want, then you'll live happily ever after. But the reality is that still mundane life continues. In Zen, they have this very famous quote that says, "Chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, go do the laundry." So this means like after enlightenment, which is what all of Zen is all about. It's about this this deep realization, the nature of reality. There's this feeling that after I get enlightened, then I'll live happily ever after. But the Zen monks, they try to get rid of that mentality. They say, no, after enlightenment, you go do the laundry. Life still continues. There is no end to the mundane, everyday life things. You're never going to live happily ever after. There is no point where you'll get in your life that thing that you've always wanted that finally solves all your problems, even if it's $1 million. We'll talk more examples about this in a second. But even if you get $1 million or you get famous, or the thing, like, I'll give you an example from my personal life. In the last few years, I moved out of my parents' house and I started an online business as a life coach. And I was renting and I was doing pretty well. I was getting a couple clients every month, more than enough to pay my rent, get groceries, was living with my girlfriend, etc. And this whole time as I was renting, my idea was like, okay, I'm going to grow my business. I need more clients. I need a bigger place to rent. I need more success. I need more subscribers, more recognition, more fame, more esteem. But realistically, I found that I kind of didn't want to coach that many people. I could have done it and I could have made great money. I'm talking thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, whatever it is. But the point is, I just didn't want to take on that many people. I wasn't interested. It didn't make me happy to do that. It felt like this endless, chasing game of just more clients, more clients, more clients. Now, I love helping people. I definitely love helping people. But in that way, I was doing it in this kind of chasing sort of way where I was needing to get a result and to grow and to be bigger. This wasn't actually what I wanted, and it actually caused me to end up always self-sabotaging myself and getting in my own way because I was going against what my body, what my heart, what my soul really wanted to do. So as my lease ran out and I decided I was going to move to a new place, in between, I moved back in with my parents for a few months. And during this period, I actually found it to be very fulfilling in a sort of unexpected way, where I got to see my younger brother and sister who are now going off to university. I didn't get to see them when I was living out on my own with my girlfriend. Now I actually get to see my brother and sister grow up, and I get to hang out with them more. I get to see my mom and dad more. And I've actually had a lot of like emotional healing just by being more loving and unconditionally accepting of my parents. I've been helping my mom heal a chronic illness with the diet advice that I've been giving on this channel. I've been visiting my grandmother more. These are all things that, like, if you were to ask the version of me 2 years ago, he would say, oh, don't worry about those things. I'm not interested in those things. My priority is enlightenment and learning all of the knowledge and being my best self and self-actualizing and having millions of followers and so forth, you know, like just being an amazing, you know, like Optimus Prime kind of human being, right? The best of the best, right? That was my value system. But in this period living with my parents, I actually found it was actually deeply fulfilling for my soul to like walk my dog every morning. I literally had this dog since I was 10 years old. She's 14 years old now. Like, she's gonna die soon. And I've actually been loving just walking her and feeding her, making sure that she's nourished, giving her good, healthy food. And even so with my parents, etc. So this expectation of like, because traditionally you'd think, okay, moving back in with your parents, that's like a step back, right? Like, that's like not what I want. I thought I was gonna be this like successful, you know, business CEO kind of guy, just like, you know, killing it, crushing it, you know, millions of dollars, huge business, employees, right? People that are working for me, you know, managing. And yeah, maybe I might be interested in that in the future. Who knows? I don't really think so. That's not like, maybe, I'm not sure. But really like it was a big wake-up call for me to really reevaluate, like, what do I really want in my life? And realizing that illusion of like thinking of that I was going to be this like successful, self-actualized person making all these, you know, killer videos, yeah, I might still do that. But like, where I am now is actually extremely fulfilling. And here's the other thing I wanted to say is that one thing you may not realize in your life is that your circumstances that you're in don't determine your happiness. Because in the first few months when I moved in with my parents, I was extremely annoyed all the time. I was like always in this like doing mode. Like, I need to like, you know, get my business organized so that I have enough money to move out and be sustainable and all this and that and the other, and I gotta get this whole thing built. And I was just always pissed off all the time. I was actually being an asshole. Like, I was rude to my parents. I was annoyed at their habits of watching TV and eating junk food. I was annoyed at my siblings, just annoyed at everything. I was pissed off at my life because I needed to get somewhere else in a big rush. So as I've been going on meditation retreats and I've been talking to my spiritual teachers, they've been giving me practices that I practice every single day, and a lot of it involves praying, singing, chanting, but the point of the practice is to help to elevate your state of consciousness and to help to actually plant the seeds of wisdom and compassion in your heart so that they blossom in your life. So as I've been doing these practices, I've been finding that my circumstances haven't changed. I'm still living with my parents. I'm still feeding my dog bananas and barley grass juice powder. I'm still hanging out with my siblings and visiting my grandmother and helping my mom. But like, so I'm still in the same place, but the way that I'm in the place is like an extremely deep level of fulfillment and satisfaction where I feel like I'm exactly where I need to be in my life. I feel peaceful. I feel like I can let go of this like constant striving, and I can really focus on my meditation. I can focus on helping people through these videos, through my weekly community calls, where I'm giving people tons of advice, helping them. I can focus on reading. I'm living the life that I've always wanted to live, but it's not in the way that I expected. Okay, so I don't want to make this entire video about me personally, but let's go into some other examples of like when you finally get the thing that you want, it's not actually what you thought it was going to be. Like, for example, you go on vacation to Southeast Asia and you think this vacation is going to be like my savior. It's going to change my whole life. But then when you get there, you realize it's actually, there's a lot of poor people there that live in these countries. And yeah, it's a gorgeous country, very beautiful. I'd highly recommend going to Southeast Asia. But like, it's not like it fulfilled my soul eternally. It was just like a pretty fun experience. And traveling is great. Actually, traveling is amazing. It's good to have new travel experiences. But like when I got there, I drank the water and I got a stomach flu. And I was sick for a few days. I couldn't even leave my hostel because I was throwing up. Or I was like perpetually chasing the next food to eat or the next place to go. And again, traveling's fun, it's great. I recommend it. You should travel in your life. It's amazing. But just like realigning your expectations, realize that even when you're traveling, normal life still continues. You still got to eat, you still got to use the bathroom, etc. So it's not magical Christmas land. Like my girlfriend, for example, she took a vacation to Costa Rica for a month. And in the hippie community, which I don't see myself as part of, but you know, in this like kind of new age, law of attraction style community, going to Costa Rica means you made it. My girlfriend said she had people messaging her like, congratulations, sister, you're finally living the life of your dreams, like good for you, you know. And there's all this like projection, this idea that Costa Rica is like magical Christmas land, and if you go there, you'll finally live like in oneness with nature, and there'll be like eternal happiness forever. But while my girlfriend was there, I was FaceTiming her a lot, and she was actually very stressed out because the house she rented was in a remote location. She was also dealing with money and, you know, making sure that she's not running out. She felt lonely because she was in this remote mountain location, and also she had positive experiences as well, where she met friends, she had great experiences, she saw new things. So it was a great experience, but it wasn't this like, oh my God, you made it, congratulations, sister, for living the life of your dreams. There's a lot of projection that happens. Even me, like, guys, should I be making videos where I'm like getting out of my Lamborghini, you know, with my like tuxedo? Like pretending that like, you know, the actual items that I have, even, you know, this huge house or this like whatever it is like deeply fulfilling my soul? Because I could just devote all my life energy to just chasing after that. I'm a smart guy. I've made tens of thousands of dollars in a single month before with coaching. If I just go balls to the wall with that, I could do that. But the question is, would that be in alignment with what I need to be doing right now, which is literally helping my mom, helping my dog, chilling out, hanging out, you know, in nature with my siblings and etc. So I want you to realize that the circumstances of your life don't matter. The way that you show up in your circumstances is what matters. Because like I said, after I started doing that spiritual practice and I started changing my consciousness, now my entire life is literally a spiritual practice. The circumstances are exactly the same. But the way the circumstances are experienced is an extremely high level of consciousness. Now, I'm not saying I'm like a spiritual guru or master. I have a lot of growth to do, but a lot of unconsciousness and stuff. But like, I feel freaking great, like all day. Lots of joy, lots of gratitude, lots of peace, lots of appreciation, lots of helpfulness. I feel like I'm literally actualizing my life purpose. I have people messaging me every day telling me my videos are changing their life. That's what I want. That's what I actually want. So I have what I want. So the question is, what you think you want isn't what you actually want. So even you can, like, more examples, like even if you finally get the sex that you think you wanted, I'm very lucky to have gotten the sex that I've been fantasizing about for, my whole life, like many very amazing sexual experiences. But when you're actually when you're in the moment and you get out of your mind for a second, you actually just wake up, you realize that it's just a body. It's just friction. There's this quote from Bill Burr, the comedian. I don't get what the big deal about sex is. It's just friction. It's true. There's some truth to that, though. There's all this scheming and plotting, and there's most guys, their entire life is, or even girls as well, their entire life is revolved around, how do I increase my sexual options? How do I get more sex? That thing, that shiny object that's going to save my life, to attract that partner. But when you're actually there in the moment and you're not fantasizing, you're actually just there. Yeah, sometimes it's great, but then eventually it ends. And now you got to make dinner and you got to clean up afterwards. You got to go to work the next day. So what's the solution? So this picture of you'll never get what you want that make you live happily ever after. So what I'm saying is, the thing you think you want isn't what you actually want. So what I'm going to share with you now is a list of things that you actually want, but you may not realize that you actually want. Your cultural conditioning may have caused you to think that you want something. Sorry, someone was over there, they distracted me. Your cultural conditioning may cause you to believe that you want something that doesn't actually bring you real happiness. So what I'm going to share with you now is a list of things that actually do bring you real happiness. And as we do this, I'm going to walk. All right, I moved a little bit. I get shy when there's people around. It's hard for me to talk. I don't know why. I try my best, but I still get shy. All right, so what you actually want, number one, is you want to have faith and trust that everything is going to be okay. You want to have faith that God or the universe or reality is taking care of you and that you're safe. This allows you to relax fully and not worry all the time. I made another video about that you can check out. Number two, peacefulness, which is related to the thing we just spoke about. Number three, connection to your body. Feeling connected, like you're actually in your body, your feet are on the grass. You feel like you are in your body. This is something I struggle with a lot. So coming out to nature helps me with this, meditating also helps me with this, and eating healthy. So number 4 is a clean and hydrated body that is connected with the magical healing powers of fruits and vegetables. Now I know you might say, well, Adam, that's just your opinion. Not every single person wants that. What's wrong with meat or anything? There's nothing wrong with eating meat. If you love and you enjoy eating meat, that's fine. But I'm saying there's actually a part of your biology as a being that is has teeth and digestive system and organs that run on fruit. And the fruit, your eyes are literally made to see fruit growing on trees. That's why we have such good eyesight, so we can see the color spectrum of fruit. The red of the apple, it stands out. It's literally made for us to eat. We've evolved to eat that food. Connecting to that more deeply, eating more of that and enjoying that and appreciating that and feeling your body's being cleansed. It's not full of gunk from McDonald's and fried chicken that you had 10 years ago, even that your mom had while you were in the womb. That stuff, it bioaccumulates, it gets transferred to you in the womb. Many of us are born with mineral deficiencies and full of toxic chemicals and heavy metals. We're born with it. It comes from our parent, which came from her mom and her mom, etc. So having a clean, hydrated body that is full of healthy fruits and vegetables, something you can derive a lot of happiness from that a lot of people don't realize. Also connection with nature as well. There's a river over here. I don't know if I can show you. I don't think you'll be able to see. Should we go through here, guys? I don't know. I got bare feet and okay, you know what? Just for the sake of the video, we're gonna go through here. Hopefully there's no snakes. There actually, it was too deep. And there's definitely not because I'm a pussy. No, I'm just kidding. It was too deep. There's no way I could get in there. All right. Number 5, a simple life, where you enjoy the simple things. Number 6, compassion for others. Actually caring about others, helping them be happy, helping them, understanding why they're sad, why their life isn't working, why they're suffering, and having compassion for that, wishing them well, wishing them awakening and satisfaction. And then this relates to number 7, I think, which is a life purpose. It's number 8. A life purpose, having a mission, having the feeling that you're helping people every day, something that's connected to your heart, that you're passionate about, that that makes you feel fully alive and excited, something you're willing to die for. Something you're willing to fight for, to stand for. The genuine desire to help others, that's something you really want in your life. Number 9, understanding and appreciating the nature of existence. Nature helps with that a lot. You can just look at the veins on the leaves and you can contemplate them for hours and really understand the structure of the entire universe, just looking at the patterning. Now I know I sound crazy, but I'm not crazy, I'm just aware. There's a difference. Yeah, if you do some mushrooms or something, you'll know exactly what I'm saying. But if you meditate a lot as well, then you can get there sober. Appreciating, also understanding just how life works and what's going on. It's very fulfilling. A lot of people don't realize. Number 10 or 11, forgiveness, forgiving others. You don't want to be carrying around that condemnation and hatred. The forgiveness is so powerful. Number 12, joyfulness and playfulness, skipping around, having fun, just enjoying your life, letting loose. Number 13, free and full complete expression, Number 14, a spiritual teacher, a mentor, a guide, someone that can show you the way, having a relationship with them. This is like super valuable. This is such a fulfilling thing. A lot of people never get this. If you don't know how to find a spiritual teacher, set the intention. You can pray for it. You can literally set the intention, please, may I find a spiritual teacher, and wish it genuinely so that I can awaken for the sake of all beings. Pray for it. It'll appear for you. There's no lack of spiritual teachers here in this realm. They're all around. You know, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Number 15, a good relationship with your parents. Oh my goodness, if your parents are not around or if they're dead, you can still do a lot of meditation on just loving kindness towards your parents. This can be very, very, very healing for you and for others, for all beings as well. This can be very healing. The parent traumas are very deep in your psyche, so it's so healthy to just spend time with them if they're still alive, or pray for them, help them, give back to your parents, because they wiped your ass when you were young. They gave you everything. Forgive them. Number 16, a mind that focuses on good thoughts. This one is something you may not realize you want, but your mind creates your reality. And that doesn't mean that, you win the lottery or whatever. That's not what you want. You don't want to win the lottery. Okay, there's a lot of people on earth that have won the lottery and then they end up back in the same position, and actually makes their life even worse. A lot of people's lives are ruined by winning the lottery because they didn't change their mind. They just got the external thing, but they didn't change their mind. So your mind is what's creating dissatisfaction and suffering. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm actually telling you, if you deeply purify your selfish needs and fears and lack of faith in the universe to support you and protect you, if you actually purify this fear and this worry and lack and neediness and separation consciousness, or what's the hatred for others, anger, insecurity, you can purify a lot of this just by sitting in meditation with awareness and compassion for yourself. Sitting still. I have a lot of videos about meditation, how to do it properly. Doing it will change the quality of your life. Of course, yeah, the circumstances might change as a result, but the point is that won't even matter anymore, because every scenario, every step you take literally is enlightenment. Every circumstance you find yourself in, even if you're at the shopping mall and it's crowded and there's a million people there and it's hot, even that you can turn into a spiritual practice. Or if you're in a poor country or in a slum or a ghetto, you can even turn that into a spiritual practice. You can turn any life circumstance into a spiritual practice. You can use it to actually support your awakening, to help you to loosen your clingings and attachments and fears, and develop faith, trust, compassion for others, understanding, kindness. These are things that you actually want. All right. Hope this video was helpful for you. Subscribe for more. I got more videos like this. You can also click the link in the description to come chat with me in person every single week on Sundays at 2 p.m. If you're watching this video way in the future, that might change, but for now it's Sunday 2 p.m. Put your email in at the link below and join my email list, where every Sunday I send out the Zoom link where you can just come join, come talk, hang out. I've been giving a lot of diet advice, meditation advice, and this kind of stuff. So if you want to come meet some like-minded people and get some help for free, come join that. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one.